Hey, on the road to recovery, just got back from another Recovery Army mission. Traveling across the country, I get to capture stories of recovery, incredible people with incredible stories that I could share with you so you can share with people seeking that hope. And I got a chance to visit Ohio, which is being devastated by addiction, Lima, Ohio, and I heard about this kid, Brad Dietrich, who wrote a book called Methancholy about his experience, and he turned his whole life around out of prison, so I really could relate to him and I couldn't wait to meet him. Now I couldn't wait to share his story with you. On the road to recovery recently, Lima, Ohio, Brad Dietrich.
My name is Brad Dietrich. I'm from Lima, Ohio. I wrote a book about everything that happened to me with in regards to addiction and incarceration called Methancholy. Well, when I was a kid, I always, had the typical complexes and felt bad about myself, and then I got in with a group of friends and we started smoking pot and drinking, and by the age of 16, we was going to raves and eating ecstasy, and then that became my drug of choice for many years. And they started getting into heavier stuff like meth and acid, and so it came to the point where my friends were smoking meth. New Year's Eve of 2008, we were all together. We had just went to a rave for New Year's Eve. I had eaten probably 10 ecstasy pills, and I was so high that they were all smoking meth, everybody else there. So they said, "Here, why don't you try this?" And I'm like, what's it gonna hurt? And then my friend said, my dude that I was real close with said, kiss your life goodbye as you knew it. So within 2 weeks, I met the meth cook, and he told me as long as I could bring him pseudoephedrine, he would keep me supplied with free drugs, with free meth. So I had everybody run into the store, and I had them all smurfing for me, which smurfing is the federal term for people who go pharmacy to pharmacy to buy Sudafed and bring it back to the meth cook. And before I knew it, it had developed into this intricate organization with over 40 of us. So within 6 months, I tried meth New Year's Eve, and then May 26th we was raided. They arrested 10 of us, and a lot of them were let go, and then they released us from jail after a couple days. They come here to where I work, and they had an indictment for me for 30 years in prison. And it was organized crime, conspiracy to manufacture meth, possession of chemicals for meth, trafficking, possession. It's 30 years worth of charges. What had happened was all of the evidence was built onto me. They had people secretly buying it off of me. They traced all the Smurfs back to me. And here I was thinking I was super slick, and it's basically like the cops were sitting outside in some lawn chairs watching everything go on. It didn't take them long to take us down. And so I go through fighting the case, and the prosecutor was relentless. She said that the meth cook, his wife, and I were the ringleaders. We turned it into this big organization. I made it a business. I ended up with a 10-year deal. I said, no, the judge is signing a plea deal for 10 years and that I'm eligible, if I'm good, after 5 years to get out of prison. So the judge did. So I go to prison, and I am totally sick of drugs. I figure if I do the whole 10 years, I don't want anything to do with drugs ever again, because where's the fun? I thought drugs were supposed to be a party. I thought it was supposed to be a good time. Well, where's the fun and all that? And after 5.5 years, I asked the judge to let me out early. He denied me. 6 years, I asked to get out early again. He approves it. Well, the new prosecutor says, no, the way he was sentenced, he's not eligible to get out. He had 5 mandatory years and 5 non-mandatory years, which in the state of Ohio would have meant that combined I would have had to do 9 years on my 10 to get out early. So had I not have had the foresight to have the judge sign the plea deal saying that I'd be eligible after 5 years, I would have ended up doing at least 9. And during that 9-month stint that I waited for the appeals court to overturn it, I decided to write my life story to help people. During this time, my little brother, who's exactly 5 years younger than me, and 5 years to my day in prison, he gets indicted for intimidating a witness and aggravated murder. So I'm 5 weeks out of prison, and the girl that I was closest to in my life, that was my little sister, overdoses and dies on heroin that she had been using secretly. And that was probably the hardest thing to ever happen in my life. So I go through Amazon and I get the book published and self-publish it, and the Lima News features me in the newspaper. They interview me for the TV show. I go to some public speaking events, and I'm in college full-time for human services, so I can get my licensure to be a drug counselor, because I would like to be a prison drug counselor. I feel a sense of satisfaction, of peace and tranquility that nothing else has ever given me. I mean, people use drugs to say they feel happy. Well, when I have people contact me on Facebook or Messenger I've had people out of Michigan, out of Los Angeles. I don't even know how they've heard about my book or how it popped. It must have popped up on their Amazon account or something. And they say, I really can relate to your story. I always find the time to talk to somebody that's in that predicament, because I don't want anything to happen to anybody, because at the end of the day, somebody can say to me, well, what? Why can't I use? Look, you came around full circle. You turned around and made something good out of yourself. Okay, well, what about my little sister and my little brother? I mean, they didn't. Ones may never see the streets again, and my sister will never see the light of day again. So a lot of people don't make it out okay.
Brad, thank you so much for sitting down with us. I'm so glad I'm able to share your story, and I hope that everyone who watches this video picks up a copy of Methancholy, your book about your story and your meth addiction, but most importantly, your recovery and overcoming your past. The obstacles you faced are being faced by people all around the country. So it's our job as people in recovery to share these stories of hope with other people. On the road to recovery from Lima, Ohio, I'm Michael DeLeon, and we will see you on the next episode of On the Road to Recovery.